he was contemplating and he was saying a few things, but yeah, it was every 3 hours, and he said 4 batches. And if there are
He said one batch for 4 hours and then the other batches for 3 hours. Attend once in the morning and once in the evening, and needed 16 men for the kirtan.
yeah, 3 batches. Then he said 3. Yeah, he said 3 batches. And, so 3 hours, and then 8 batches, and then that would be there are 4 devotees in each batch. Then they were saying 32 devotees will be needed. Then Prabhupada said, why one batch can do 2 times, once in the morning and once in the evening. Yes, so that's how he suggested. So yeah, it was 3 hours batch twice a day. So at least you get that. And then it will be 16 devotees. We have been having 24-hour kirtan ever since we went down. Okay, let's go with this one. So again, Vyas Puja celebrations. Let's see, any guesses on where this one was performed at?
Oh, this one was recent. Oh, this one was, I saw the picture.
Sorry, you're saying something, Narad Muni Prabhu.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I just saw the picture. I'm just trying to remember the place. With asana is very typical. This is not an ordinary asana.
Yes. Anybody else? Members?
Montreal, no.
It's Montreal. Montreal. It's
Montreal.
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 It's Montreal, yeah.
Yeah, Montreal. Vyasasana. Prabhupada Vyasasana, Montreal.
Yeah.
Okay,
With this, I saw that it's unique.
Yeah.
At the back.
Yeah, he mentioned this is our beloved Gurudev's home, right? ISKCON Montreal.
Yeah.
Was where he started. Yes. Nice. Okay. Again, in September 1976, what was the amount Srila Prabhupada said we should not be spending more than for the Vrindavan temple and devotees overall?
$100, no, 100 rupees.
Yeah, 100 rupees was per devotee, but what was the total amount he said for the temple?
5,000.
5,000.
Yeah, that time they were spending like what, 25,000, and sometimes they were saying even 30,000. So Prabhupada said, which temple? Tell me which temple spends that much amount of money. I said, yes, 5,000 is what I know you should do. And yeah, 50 devotees, 100 rupees per day, 5,000, not more than that. And that's how we see even Guru Maharaj always, like, I think we've heard from devotees here in this, Guru Maharaj would even conserve, electricity. He will not waste even a single penny, right? And it's like Krishna's Lakshmi, he would say, that he would not waste anything. So again, we see how much similarity he had with the mood and mood that Srila Prabhupada had to not spend anything extravagantly. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. All right, last one. Again, Vyas Puja celebrations coming to you live from last week from which ISKCON center?
Oh, this is Vancouver.
Yes.
Vancouver.
Vancouver.
This Vancouver, yeah.
Yeah.
Vancouver.
I think Jay Govind Prabhu mentioned there was 60-70 devotees, more than 100.
I can see the side plus these things. I can just
Say that again, Prabhu. Sorry, your voice was
I
breaking.
can see those pillars on the side in the picture.
Yeah,
This-
yes, you're right.
this is
Vancouver Vyasasana, no?
Yeah.
And site, the thing is Vancouver.
Yeah, that is Vancouver, right? Because these windows and everything.
Yes, this was from Vancouver. Thank you to Jay Govind Prabhu for sharing. Okay. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for your enthusiastic participation. We'll have, sure, more and more of these memories, and thank you again for all the amazing Vyas Puja celebrations. Yes, Gopala Prabhu, we can, I know you mentioned there will also be Narasimhan Prabhu today, so we'll have short reading, right, before that?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. And just before the reading, I just want to share, because then after that, Nrsingananda Prabhu will be here and we may not get time. I just want to share, my father wanted me to share that there'll be a small festival in Boise, just remembering Guru Maharaj's visits and mercy and compassion he showed in coming to Boise over 30 years. And that'll be on September 14th and 15th. There'll also be a book that he's releasing, my father's releasing, that he compiled on memories of Guru Maharaj in Boise. So Guru Maharaj went to so many places in the US. Every place there's devotees who remember his pastimes in those places. This is just a small offering from the Boise devotees of his pastimes there. And then also the big, wonderful news is that His Grace Dashavatar Prabhu will be coming for this, and he'll then be spending a month in the United States, traveling to different places. So, so he posted that on the group, but in the group there's so many messages, so he just wanted that I share it here also. And if anyone, different yatras are inviting him, if anyone just is hearing about it now and is interested in inviting, you can contact my father or discuss with Jagannath Priya Prabhu or with your local yatra leader. We're all, just sort of just starting to make his schedule. So, so this is wonderful kind of news of his coming. He is, very much carrying Guru Maharaj in his heart, and we want to hear from him. He hasn't been speaking much, his memories, and so this will be a time for us to hear it in live in person. So my father really wanted to humbly invite all the devotees that please come to Boise for this festival. He just wanted to invite everyone, and especially those who may be distance-wise close, please make an effort. And those who are far away, if you want a vacation and you want to see the Rocky Mountains and visit Boise and go to to the river in Boise, Garud Hari Prabhu has been there many, many times. You can combine it with a family vacation and come for this. It's again very small, humble offering. There's nothing big, very small memorial of Guru Maharaj, but it's mainly just the memories, the emotions of the devotees, and remembering Guru Maharaj's immense mercy on such a small and little place and community.
Will that be on Zoom? Will that be on Zoom?
I'm sure it will be. Actually, yeah, that's something I didn't discuss with him until now, but definitely it'll be on Zoom.
So if you can send the Zoom address in the group, that'll be great.
Okay. Yes, for sure, Prabhu. Yes. But Prabhu, you're in Vancouver, so you're very close by. So we would like you to come. all the Boise devotees would go every year to Vancouver, because Guru Maharaj would spend like a day or two in Boise, but then he'd spend a week in Vancouver. So we'd go to Vancouver to spend a week with Guru Maharaj there. So so the Vancouver devotees are very connected and been very kind to us. So please share this with the devotees there. And
Dasavatar Prabhu have a Canada visa also.
Yes, he'll be going to Canada. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Vishwanath Prabhu also coming, right?
Yes.
Yes, later, after, I think.
Yeah, Vishwanath Prabhu coming first week October.
Yes.
Then leave 16 October.
Yes. 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 Rupa Nuga Prabhu is inviting Dashavatar Prabhu to Toronto. So,
yes,
so
yes. And Vishwanath Prabhu also when he comes.
Yes. So the nectar is finally flowing in our direction. Yes.
Is he coming by himself?
No, he's bringing his family. No, I mean, Vishwanath Prabhu is bringing his family. Yeah, Dashavatar
No,
Prabhu.
no family coming. Only coming his son coming. Family not coming. Yeah, son only coming. Only
Son.
both.
Yes. But Dashavatar Prabhu is coming alone. He said he wanted to bring Damodar Gaur Hari Prabhu, but he's busy with something, and he wanted to bring someone with him, but he's coming alone. Yes. Yes, and he's here for a month, and he's ready to go anywhere and serve in any way possible. So it's just a matter of getting the logistics. If any yatra wants to invite him, as I mentioned, you're most welcome.
Gopal Prabhu, can you share something for Vyas Puja?
Share something, Vyas Puja?
Yeah, Prabhu, what I see, Vyas Puja, Guru Maharaj coming Ekadushi day, mostly devotee bring outside store to bring some dry nuts, other thing, and offering to Guru Maharaj, and same thing also distributing the prasadam. So sometime, who right now got Chaturmas and outside packet dry food, bring, nuts, other thing, then distributing prasadam, then blocking Ekadashi and Chaturmas also.
Yes.
So anything outside bring offer to Guru Maharaj, take back home, then next day eat, not distribute everybody.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu. So we'll do those general announcements at the end. But yeah, this is a good point. We remember that. And one other thing, Srinivas Pundarik Prabhu's here. So he made a post that we have. Srinivas Pundarik Prabhu, go ahead. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted, Prabhu.
Oh, yes, Prabhuji. So thank you very much, Hare Krishna, Dandavad Pranams, everyone. So we are planning to get the books of Guru Maharaj, Volume 2 of Conversation with the Saint and Vaikuntha Man, as well as the BTG magazine featuring our Guru Maharaj exclusively in Indian edition. So I got a lot of pings, from many devotees. So I'm compiling them. And please, if possible, just let me know. I will add everything together and send it to Nandagopal Prabhuji. Last time you distributed around 75 plus books of volume 1 of Conversation with the Saint and few Priyajana books. Thank you so much for the support and thank you for the opportunity to serve you.
Thank you, bro. So thank you. So everyone, please send in, if you would like the book, now is the time, because he is ordering everything and taking the effort of distributing to anyone who wants to. So it'll come, you don't have to order directly from India and pay $40 a book for shipping. Prabhu is going to order it once and share. So yes, if anyone needs.
Yeah, also same time, I think Geeta Mataji ordered books for Atlanta Yatra. We've ordered for Washington, Baltimore. So the Yatras, where there is large number of devotees, we've already ordered books. So you can also get books from, the different Yatras. At least Toronto, I think Rupanuga Prabhu is planning and also ordering.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I also got a separate note from Shukapriya Prabhu. So I just want to make sure that's being coordinated appropriately as opposed to independent people ordering. And so is somebody in the USA coordinating for all of USA or USA and Canada as well? Or should I be looking at coordinating in Canada?
Prabhu, my understanding is that the big yatras like yourselves are ordering for their yatras, and then Srinivas Pundarika Prabhu is basically ordering for anyone who's not in a big yatra. So like the individuals who are connected, they are doing that. And
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's my understanding. But for Canada, maybe you can. For Canada, it may be that all Canadian devotees can take from you, because I know shipping from US to Canada is very expensive.
That's why I was.
Chaitanya Hari Prabhu also ordered for Vancouver. He's ordering. That's what he did last time. So, yeah, I think Canada shipping is expensive. So, yeah, I think Canadian devotees, at least Vancouver and Toronto, there's large number of Guru Maharaj's disciples. So, at least those two cities, I know we're ordering a bunch of books.
Yes. Okay, so we can start reading. Does anyone remember which exact page? This is where I stopped and I opened it up, but I don't think this is the right page. If anyone remembers, it may be.
I think it was 125.
Okay, so we're at right.
125, yes.
So we'll just read 15 minutes and then yes. Prabhu, you can lead the reading. Madanadvat Prabhu, you can go ahead.
Yes. You're sharing, Prabhu, or you want me to share?
I shared.
Now we are seeing your documents. Your
Oh, I see. It didn't split it up. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Krishna.
Yeah, and as we always do, who would like to read, you can just raise your hands virtually in Zoom and go in that order. Yes, yeah, we can see now. Okay, all right. So first here on the list, I see Vijay Narasimha Prabhu. Yeah, you could start, please.
Hare Krishna, everyone. All glories to Guru Maharaj. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'll start on the top. I don't think it is problem. What is your idea, Guru Maharaj? The CID is going to our life members and harassing them. Akshayananda, why are you with them? How much are they paying you? Guru Maharaj, they are scared of becoming our members now. Even in Chandigarh, Chaitya Guru told me your books were on display in one life member stores. He has 2 stores. And CID went to him and said, why are you displaying these books? What's your connection? Why are you helping Hare Krishna? Srila Prabhupada. So selling books is illegal? Guru Maharaj. No, but they are just suspecting. They're so suspicious. Srila Prabhupada. What is that suspicious? We have got books. We are selling. Guru Maharaj. Yes, they, because of those, now we can defeat them because of that meeting with defense minister. But point is, Akshayananda, they just harass us. They don't do any action. They just keep bothering us. Indian man. 2 CID inspectors came to my house and they said they have got so many things in their basements. So I told, you have come without informing me, and I was not informed them. So please come to me one day and decide what is it. You come back, you come with me. I took and I showed. Srila Prabhupada, kya bola? Indian man, sir, I showed everything. You want to help me to go to materialism? They are not CIDs. They're not even anything. They are simply devotees. They have come from foreign countries and they are Guru Maharaj. No, the living is simple. Then they will see, yes, that's simple. Srila Prabhupada, and where is the car you have purchased? Should I go on or?
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. We'll go to Uttam Radhika Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Akshananda, it is Indian, it's indoor new. Indian man, Indian car, Srila Prabhupada, where it is, Akshananda, Madhya Pradesh. I put one brahmachari in charge of it. Srila Prabhupada, they are using Akshananda. Yes, very well. Guru Maharaj, they are preaching. Akshananda, very good boys looking after. Akshananda, it's a very good car. Srila Prabhupada, Jai. Guru Maharaj, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada, Visa Department, renew $10. Guru Maharaj, in Canada, you had problem. I remember when you came in Montreal in 68. Srila Prabhupada, oh, you did not know Canada? I had very little problem. US, it was always problem. Rather, Canada helped me. Guru Maharaj, yes, immigration you got. Srila Prabhupada, Canada, I got immigration in Canada. Then I got some standing that, never mind. I've got now immigration in Canada. It'll be easier from Canada to go to USA. Then again, I tried for USA and it was obtained within 3 months and spending only within $100. And there in America, they were spending each time $150. The lawyer was taking, he was phoning. Will you please send $150 for this expense? And how many times he has taken, I do not know. They were paying. Rai Rama was at that time chief man. He immediately, this was going on. Then, when I came to Canada, first of all, I made my position secure that let me have Canadian immigration. So, Canadian immigration I got very soon, I think within 2 months. Then I applied for USA immigration. So, US immigration I got within 3 months and I paid, I think, within $100. So, when I came to Montreal. Hare Krishna.
जी Ratikala Manjari Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Kish, very easy. Guru Maharaj, yes, you went for the interview with the U.S. consulate in Montreal before you got your green card for America. Prabhupada, no, in Montreal went. Guru Maharaj, yes, you came from Vancouver, from Seattle. Harikish, you came from Vancouver. You had an interview with one gentleman, Guru Maharaj, with Shasti Mani. Prabhupada, yes, so there was hard struggle. It is not that so easy for. In 1965 to 1966, 66, 67, regular hard struggle. Hamasaduta, yes, I know that's a crisis. Prabhupada, you know that, hard struggle. So Krishna gave us some facilities. Now we have got some framework. Do it very cautiously, unnecessarily exhausting what we Sato Vartig Sadhu Sange, that is Rupa Goswami's line. We should be very honest and live with sadhu, those who are devotees. Tandira Charana Sebi Bhakta Sanebas. First of all, our mission should be how to serve the Goswamis. Sorry, my Sanskrit's not very good. Can you help out, Prabhuji?
So it's Bengali. Eichha Gosai Jar Mohitaru Das. Asabar Padarenu Mora Panchagras. You cannot act independently, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yen Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati So Padantikam.
Thank you. That should be our prayer. When Rupa Goswami, who has established the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when I shall get shelter of his lotus feet, and that is Narottama Das, the core praise. Dandora Charana Sebi. Dandora means the 6 Goswamis. Iche Gose Yarn Mudas. I am servant of that person who is engaged in the service of the 6 Goswamis. And we pray to Guru Maharaj. Rapanug Vidudhasa Padanta Devanta Harine. Anyone who is going against the decision of Rupa Goswami, reject him. Rapanuga Vidudhasi Sananta Devanta. This is our process. Iche Gose Yanir.
Thank you, Mataji. And your Sanskrit is very good, by the way. You should continue to recite them more often. Okay. Yeah. Next, let's see, Narad Muni Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatra Vaishya Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavane Bhyo Vaishnava Guru Maharaj Ki Jai, Prabhupada Ki Jai. Who will understand Radha Krishna's loving affairs unless one has gone really through the instruction of Rupa Goswami? Radha Krishna, loving affairs, it's not so easy. Radha Kund is not so easy that by force I go to Radha Kund, I become a candidate. Rupa Raghunath Pade Hoibe Akuti, Kabe Ham Bhujivo se Jagat Priti, se Jugal Priti. Narottam Das Thakur is hankering. When I shall understand about Radha Kund, Radha Krishna's prem, such liberated great devotees, acharyas, they are hankering. Rupa Raghunath Pade Hoibe Akuti, Kabe Ham Bhujebo, when I shall understand, and they have understood immediately everything. That is solved, not so easy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us the facility. Abodh Karuna Sindhu, Kachiya Mahan, Prahlad Brahma Durlabha, Prema Nitai Koredhan. That is a special verse. It is not very easy thing. Bahunam Janmanam Ante, Gyanvan Mam Prapadante, Bhagavad Gita 7.19. Don't take things very easily. Things are very serious. Therefore, we have to go step by step. That is, Narottam Das Thakur said, Tandere Sange, aim should be how to serve Rupa Raghunath and Bhakta Sanebas, pure devotee. To stay with pure devotee with no other intention. Anyabhilasa Sunyam, Bhakti Rasa Simrit, Bhakti Rasa Amrit Sindhu 1.1.11. This is the process. So do it carefully. That's all. Devotees, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhu, we can stop here. This is a perfect time to stop. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Guru Maharaj ki
Jai.
Jai. And Nrsinganandan Prabhu has joined with us. He's on the call. Prabhu, I think, yes, he's here. Yes. We're really, really fortunate to have His Grace Nrsinganandan Prabhu with us. I actually know very little about Prabhu. He has so many exalted, wonderful qualities. What I do know is that Prabhu is one of the first disciples of Guru Maharaj. He's known Guru Maharaj since the early days. In fact, I heard from Prabhu one time, just by passing, that His Holiness Janardhan Maharaj was someone who Nrsinganandan Prabhu brought to the temple and introduced to Guru Maharaj.
No. I didn't bring him to the temple. He was there at the Sunday feast, and I brought him to Guru Maharaj too.
So you introduced him to Guru Maharaj, yes. So he's one of the very old-time devotees who served Guru Maharaj very personally as his personal secretary in Delhi. I remember seeing Prabhu in Delhi. He was when Guru Maharaj was building the project, the first temple in Delhi. He was in a very leadership role there in the temple. Guru Maharaj gave him big services, very important services. And presently, he also serves in the leadership committees in Mayapur, where we recently met him in Mayapur also, where Guru Maharaj gave him seva there. And Nrsinganandan Prabhu, those of you who know him, has very sweet and intimate pastimes with Guru Maharaj. Very understated. He's very humble, so he doesn't share it much, and we don't get to see him much. So finally, he's agreed to share his very wonderful remembrance, his memories with Guru Maharaj, and give us his instructions, Guru Maharaj's instructions, with all of us. So thank you, Prabhu, for joining.
Gopal is very sweet, no?
I
my humble obeisance. So I was thinking one way to go is divide the different stories based on trait. So I was thinking for this time we could discuss about his humor. Guru Maharaj was very humorous. He was known into the GBC. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
He was then known in his different group, GBC, how humorous, and he would pop up jokes, but his jokes were very proper. But I introduced myself a little. I was maybe, I think, in the 4th batch of disciple in Canada, or maybe 3rd. So when I joined, it was 84, September 1st. And the temple was like a ghost town, because just so you know, it was a reform, the Guru reform going on. A lot of Papa disciples were very angry. And one time Guru Maharaj told me, he says, they don't like me because I represent the GBC. So especially, I think in Montreal, it was very heavy. It was only me and Shamsundar and all the... 2 years before that, Kirtananda, at that time Swami, took out the whole 100 brahmacharis that he had in Montreal. And it was a little reverse. The brahmacharis were maintaining the grihastas, and the grihastas were doing service. So when that happened, it was like a bankruptcy. People did not come to the temple there to see how they're going to maintain themselves. So I came at that time. So I generally say that I came during the war because it was very heavy, especially in Montreal. Just one example, for example, in 86, they decided no more Vyasasans for the gurus. So in many temples, like in Dallas and other, the Vyasasans became libraries or bookshelf. But what happened in Montreal, the devotees came, Prabhupada disciples came with pick and axles and broke the Vyasasans, very beautiful ones, and threw them in the trash. So at that time, even though I was young, I had already a position. And I was very angry with them. So we had an argument. When Guru Maharaj came later, they snitched on me. They said he was very offensive to us. So Guru Maharaj told me, he says, can you go and apologize? And I said, how can I apologize? They're the ones making the Vyasa. And he looked at me smiling, he says, please, can you go and apologize? So in one of the first letter I got from Guru Maharaj was that you have to be humble till the last breath. So he was teaching me that. in that sense. So in terms of my service, I served at least the first 11 years, a few weeks in the year. But my position also, my relationship was in managerial. Actually, one time when we joined a manager meeting, Gumash told me, he says, "Now I'm not your guru during the meeting. You're a manager, I'm a manager, and we can discuss freely." So he was very, he's very down to earth. So my service was both as a manager, and that continued for a long time, and also directly. And in '95, when Gumash got sick, he called me, and then I served him for 2 years there. At the same time, I was vice president in Delhi, and I was managing Chandigarh once a week. Once a month, I would go there for a week. So I just want to read you one letter so you understand a little bit the managerial and how Gumash was so. He says, so Gumash went to Italy, and he says it went very well. The devotee that was there looked like you. So he says from the Lakshmi, and that's how he was financially sound. He didn't want to be burden the temples, only Gyas as he was, and I'm sure Upanuga and all these devotees remember. So he says, from the Lakshmi left with you, please pay for my calls. And then he had a very strict schedule. He said, Delhi, 26 nights, 7 minutes. Delhi, 28, 5 minutes. So he made me the whole list. And that was written on paper. It wasn't. So many times when I was at the airport, he would write something and give it to the devotees to give. In addition, I think we made so many calls to Washington. I don't have the exact date, but you can pay for them. You can open an account with the Lakshmi that you had. I left a check for $200 with Punya. Punya Kirti was I was a treasurer in Montreal that time.
Sorry to interject. Jagannath Priya Prabhu, is this being recorded? Can we make sure it's recorded?
Yep, it's on a YouTube channel, correct?
Can you, Prabhu, can you speak a little slowly so I can understand your English?
Who, me? Yes, I will try. That's one of my problems. Actually, just to deviate a little bit, when Gumash, we were in India, I think in '93, he asked me to speak. So imagine the tension, because Gumash is in back of me and I'm speaking. He would say, "Speak loudly." And then I would speak loudly, "Speak slow." So he reminds me this, because I always speak quickly. So I will try my best.
Yes.
So then he says, part of the checks that you got, Gita Govinda gave so much, Raghunath gave so much, Shyam Krishna gave so much, Mike Control gave so much. And Mike Control would send another donation. So Holder Lakshmi, Bhima, the manager of the BBT, is coming, and you can send him the money. Raghunath may also send you some money for Vrindavan, book distribution, and so on. So that was also my relationship with him. Like, for example, he called me one day, he says, "Nishingananda, you know where I'm calling you from?" I said, "No." "From Vrindavan, I have a phone in my room." He was so happy. He definitely used the phone a lot. So what I was thinking is I'll give little stories on his humor, and maybe we can open the floor with people who has also memories relating to his humor, not other pastime, but humor. Yeah, is that a good idea? So, and
yes,
I'll explain the jokes that he made, but it has to have some background. So one of the backgrounds is when I was in Ottawa. So what happened in October 1st, he came to Montreal, and no one was there to greet him apart from the president, and his secretary left. He had some issues. So there was just Gumash trying to eat the cold prasad. And then finally, he showed the peanuts. He says, "I have the peanuts from the plane. It keeps you humble." So the temple president came to get me. It was 9 o'clock. I was shaving my head. And he says, "Bhagavad Pai wants to see you." So I went there. And for the next 5 weeks, I was with him, serving him. I wasn't initiated yet. I got initiated January 7th. So is it slow enough? Am I speaking slow enough?
Yes, Prabhu. I understand.
Definitely not March. I remember Gumash, we were on the tarmac, and one man saw him and said, so he described himself as a sannyasi and all that. And he said, him too. He says, "No, him, that will take a very long time." So anyways, I went there, I sat down with them, we spoke, and then I served him for 5 weeks. So one of the stories is in Ottawa, he asked me a question, "Do you want to be with me or do you go on Sankirtan?" I said, "You." The only experience of Sankirtan I saw is that devotees took me that way because they was asking for money. It didn't look very legal. So finally I said, he looked so disappointed. I said, okay, I'll go on Sankirtan. So then the next day we went in the car. He brought me to Parliament Hill. He came out. He was sannyas go, danda and everything. And I was in comic clothes with a wig and so on. And he started speaking to me for 20 minutes about explaining how you speak to people, what you do with people, how you pray for people. So 15, 20 minutes for sure. Then finally the car picked him up. He said, okay, I'll see you later. Bye. And he left. So a few minutes later, the mountain police called me. And they asked me that we saw you with this man and the staff. He says, are you legal? I said, you can call my father. He teaches in Ottawa University. So they called him, and my father hadn't seen me. He didn't even know I had joined. But whatever he told them, they released me. So the next day I brought my father to Guru Maharaj. And there was this whole conversation. And Guru Maharaj is always very light and joking. So my father said, what you are doing is not very legal. Like going out with wigs, collecting and all that stuff. So Guru Maharaj just came to his ear like this, like he was going to tell him his secret, and said, it's the most that we do. Meaning that's the most illegal activities that we do. I thought that was genius. And obviously he would joke with him, telling him, don't live on the credit card of your son. So these kind of jokes. An example of a bad joke is when we were in Toronto, Bhakti Brahmachari was going to take sannyas. So when I went to see Guru Maharaj, I told him that Bhakti Brahmachari told me that I can take sannyas with him. His eyes open. He said, really? I said, no, I'm joking. And then he said, Nicholas, that's my Kami name. Nicholas, you have to be grave. So it's not that kind of joking that he does. You know exactly when to joke. Like we were in a Chinese store to buy medicine for him. And when it was time to pay, he told the lady, we are Buddhists. So then I look at him, Buddhist? He said, yeah, Buddhist Krishna. We Buddhists. So he wanted to have his discount. So in 96, Guru Govinda Maharaj passed away. I don't know if you remember, that was during the appearance of Bhaktisiddhanta. So when he passed away, I heard the news, so I started running to get Guru Maharaj. And he was with Jayadvaita Maharaj, so we ran back to the room, and I was lucky to go in the room. I was just following them. There were so many people. And then the body was taken all around the campus in Mayapur, going to the deities. And then there was a shout. Supposedly there was an attack on the Goshala. So you saw Jayapataka Maharaj from the Lotus building, Nishinga! And then about 30, 40 brahmacharis running towards the Goshala, Nishinga! So they closed the temple. They didn't want, if there was, thieves and all that, they didn't want them to go in the temple. So I was with Danuda Maharaj waiting, and we couldn't find Guru Maharaj. So finally the doors opened, and Guru Maharaj came out. So he told Danuda Maharaj, he says that, Krishna protected me, as a joke. So that kind of humor. He had another sense of humor also, like we had to go to Bhubaneswar to speak to the UBC had asked him to speak to the brahmacharis. The Bhubaneswar, yes. We go with the Maharaj, right? Sometimes I forget. So then we went there, and he spoke for 2 days. And then we had a room together. And he said, Nishingananda, you sleep outside and you sleep across the door. I say, why? Well, in case some of them are disgruntled and they want to get me. Like in Montreal, we had one devotee came from Germany. We didn't really check his background, but later we learned that he wasn't a devotee. But there was two kids staying in the temple, and he molested them. So that was pretty bad. So Guru Maharaj discussed with the gentleman who was a devotee. He was one of, I won't say the name, but he was one of the Arab devotees of Prabhupada. There wasn't so many. And then he told me, Nishingananda, you stay in the middle in case he wants to punch me. So it was half joke, half, he had these kinds of joking times like that. Another time, I think that was 95, Guru Maharaj was very simple, For example, one day in Montreal, he asked me, I don't want to eat today, but bring plates, I'm getting some guests. I said, okay. So I bought the plates of prasad in paper plates. Then I left, then I came back, and then I saw him eating in the plates. I said, I thought you weren't hungry. He said, I don't like these silver plates all the time. I want to eat simple. So like a simplicity. So in Delhi, where we're building, his room was not so nice. There were a lot of rats going on and off. And then he took his bed, which generally is behind the almirah, put it down, and lie down. Then he asked me, he says, how much money do we have? And I was a little angry because we had no money because he gave all the money away to the temples. His new style was he gives all the money, he gets a loan, and then he pays the loan based on his chip, and the rest he gives to the temple. So I said, no money. And then he said, oh, that's so good. Krishna keeps us on our toes. So he was very, very humorous. I didn't remember all the ones that I know yet, because when you asked me to speak, I started thinking. I know there's a story with Guru Maharaj in Washington in 90, I don't know, Advaita Acharya Prabhu maybe can help me, 94, 95, there was a program in Mukunda Maharaj's room, house. So at that time, Bhavan, do you remember Advaita Acharya Prabhu?
95 and 96.
95?
Yeah, 96, I think.
So Bhavananda was there also, Prabhu. And Guru Maharaj would always like Bhavananda Prabhu. He would always say, that's my first GBC. So they were hugging. And I think Bhavananda Prabhu started, or maybe Guru Maharaj started. He says, you have to write your memories. Oh, Bhavananda Prabhu says, I don't remember. He says, you have to. And Guru Maharaj says, oh, I don't remember either. Which is funny because they finally, Sadbhuj wrote both. He made the memories for Bhavananda Prabhu. And then he wrote the Delhi book, which was on Guru Maharaj, which is probably the only way Guru Maharaj would accept to have him published with his information. So anyone, I have more, but I wanted to share. Maybe you can share if all of you have related to his humor. Well, there's one time with Yogapanuga Prabhu, you were driving Guru Maharaj, and because you were so used to him going to all the different places, you were in anxiety because we're not going to make it to the program. Do you remember that?
No, Prabhu. Can you give me a little more hint?
Well, you were basically driving us to the different programs. And you know, Guru Maharaj is very expert with time. He knows how to stretch it. Krishna's in his heart. But for us, sometimes we get nervous because we're working on material time. And at that time, you're getting a little anxious that we're not going to make it. And he looked at you, he says, listen, this is not my first rodeo. You don't remember that?
No, Prabhu.
Oh.
Oh,
that was a long time ago. So any one of you have stories on humor, some pastimes?
Jagannath has a lot of story, maybe.
Based on humor, example. How is humor?
Sure.
Can you share? And put me out of the screen and put your beautiful face there. I hate looking at myself. That's Gopal.
Go ahead.
No, I just removed the spotlight so that anyone who's speaking will get spotlighted. So I don't have stories right now.
Jagannath Priya?
I don't know. Some of these I want to share. I have to be careful.
You have to be careful a lot of things. Yeah. Because we're being taped. If you have any you can share.
Advaita, I don't know what can be shared because this is being recorded too.
If something nice, then you can share. Otherwise, don't share it.
No, some people may not understand Guru Maharaj properly. So
Yeah, so that you have to be careful. Like I have a lot of stories where he said things that seems to be denigrant on people. It wasn't. It was just from a pure devotee's mouth, but people would misunderstand. So I agree with that totally. So do you have one?
Yeah, I have some, but I'll ask few devotees whether I should share it, and then I can share it some other time. But today, you please go ahead.
Okay. Anyone else? Garuda? I'm sure you have a lot of stories.
Garud Hari Prabhu, he's asking you. You're muted. You're muted, Prabhu.
I thought it would be a good thing to share that. I gave the seeds and
I may recently once hearing it happened in the Vyas Puja day. Because when after Vyas Puja finished, Washington DC, we return, very heavy rain. Then because this is have a Pennsylvania route 15, 10 and 15. So middle of the road, my tire go flat. This time is drive 70. So my other one also American people with me, and we don't know, like 30 second, 10 second. We are just, I don't know what happened this one. We are feeling our car somebody lift like this and bring other side. This thing my experience, because I think only Guru Maharaj save our life. And this time the ambulance also coming, police come, because big sound happened, and we are nothing happened us. Little bit car damage, and I'm feeling this day only Guru Maharaj save our life. And Guru Maharaj just we see somebody lift our car and bring the site. This is my personal experience with Guru Maharaj. Not left with us, Guru Maharaj always with us. Just you remember, close your eyes and remember Guru Maharaj with you, always save you.
So there's 67 people on the call. Is there any Mother Gita, or I don't know if she's on.
Prabhu, I can share one while people are thinking. I remember one time in Latvia, or it was Lithuania or Latvia, Guru Maharaj was giving darshan to devotees there, and one lady, she came in and she was Guru Maharaj's disciple, and she came in and she told Guru Maharaj that I went to Vrindavan and I want one Babaji there, and he was telling me I should chant Radhe Radhe Krishna Krishna, Radhe Sham, Sham Sham, that mantra. And so I can chant this mantra, Maharaj, Guru Maharaj, I can chant this mantra. And I've been chanting, it's really nice. She was like really adamant. And then Guru Maharaj looks at her and he says that I chant Hare Krishna. I'm your spiritual master. Do you know more than me, or do I know more than you? And she's totally taken aback. She's like this, and because she was thinking Maharaj would go into a philosophical discussion and this that. He just said, "Do I know more, or do you know more?" And then everyone in the room just starts laughing because obviously he's Guru Maharaj. He says, "I chant Hare Krishna. So why do you think that you should chant Radhe Radhe Sham 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 Radhe Radhe?" And then another man, he was there. He came and he had in Russian countries, and you used to be part of Russia. There's far more women than men, and so he, they don't stay long with one person. So he was a devotee, but he was still changing partners. Like he'd get married to a devotee, and then next year divorce and marry another one. And then Guru Maharaj told him, he said, your understanding of Krishna consciousness is incorrect. Your understanding of marriage is incorrect. Marriage doesn't mean that you marry one and then you divorce and then you marry another. And in this way, it is illicit. That is still to be considered illicit. So these weren't so humorous, but they're still, Guru Maharaj was just so sharp that he could see through and give the perfect response at the perfect time.
He's incredible. Anyone else?
I wanted to say Geeta Mataji is not available on audio.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks for telling me. Another characteristic of Guru Maharaj is he's not mental. So the first time I served him, I used to prepare. He would put his clothes on his seat, all divided, iron, open the tilak box, and then put water in it. And you know how they, Sasur Maharaj or the older devotees put tilak? They would do a big, going down, and then they would take their fingers and then make the V shape. Sasur Maharaj did also. So Guru Maharaj used to put it big tilak, not formed, and then with his fingers shape it. So when he put his tilak before doing the V shape, I said, your tilak is not good. he said, I know. Sometimes he would reply a little, disturbed by our activities. He says, no, we do this and we make the V shape. Anyone experienced that? Anyways, so when I was serving him, when he would wake up, generally I would wake up before him, go to sleep after him. And when he would wake up, the alarm, he used to sleep, I don't know anymore now, the last few years, but put the alarm clock under his pillow. And then when it was time to get up, immediately he'd jump on his phone, do his prayer to Prabhupada, and get up. So I saw he was in mental, definitely. And we know all these things, especially in the last days. I mean, it was like Prabhupada. When Prabhupada in Kumbh Mela, disciples weren't getting up because it was so cold. So he went there at 4 o'clock and took a cold shower. And Prabhupada said, why are you, and they told him, why are you doing this? You're sick. He says, yes, but if I don't do that, you won't do it. So Guru Maharaj did the same thing. I mean, he put us to shame, even though there was some sickness, but he did not deviate. And all the time he would say, I'm not going to Mangalati tomorrow. And would say, no, you're going to go. And generally he would go. But the last time he told me that, he didn't get up because he was getting tired. Actually, what is it?
Someone just unmuted accidentally.
Oh, okay. So when doing sickness, Bhima Prabhu came to me. He says, look, he's resting in the afternoon. We never saw Gopal Krishna Maharaj rest in the afternoon. Because Guru Maharaj told me that he was looking at Prabhupada sleeping 3-4 hours. He was thinking, how can I do it also? So for many years, and I remember in 95, the second angioplasty, I think, if I'm not wrong, I was sleeping in the room. So the bed was there, and I was pretty close to him, but on the floor. He says, Nishingananda, Mangalati, get up. He says, I can't sleep, but they told me to stay 8 hours sleep. So I'm just going to lie down. It was very difficult for Guru Maharaj because he wasn't mental. He would just want to do his service. And I have a good example of this. In 90, we needed Brahman. So he initiated 2 people. One was one of our godbrothers, little older godbrother. And he didn't want to take Brahman. And so but he followed Guru Maharaj's instruction, but the next day he never come. And then he made a very sound comment. He says, I do not understand those disciples. I have not been even once mental in my life. That's a huge statement. And we definitely saw it because generally he would travel at night to be able to attend Mangalatis. So definitely non-mental. Any stories of being non-mental from anyone? Advaitacharya Prabhu. Advaitacharya Prabhu, the Guru Maharaj was going to their house even before he was sannyas. So such old connections, You have any, Advaita?
I don't remember a lot of things. I heard, but it's difficult.
You have to start writing them down. I remember Anantarupa Prabhu gave me a tape when I don't know whether it was Boston or something. And he says, put all your memories there. But I never did it. Anantarupa was on the call, no?
We should have recorded a lot of things, but we never did it. So all mistakes.
Mm-hmm. So no one?
Share one. Sorry, go ahead, Prabhuji.
No, go.
I was just going to share. I mean, this is something I still remember. Guru Maharaj's smile. It was, when he said this. This was just last year during Kartik, when I was in Vrindavan. Guru Maharaj was there, and that Brajmandal Parikrama. So he was reading from Sri Prabhupada's books, and Steve. So it is because she was suddenly looked at us, and he said, this place we're going to go today. Then he described the story. Said, you have anxiety, when you go to this place, all anxiety, all chinta will be gone. And then he smiled. So I just wanted to share that. Yeah, it was very sweet.
It was so humble. Anything else?
Prabhu, you had mentioned about the his tilak and putting that tilak and how he wasn't mental. One time he had some special. He was going to be interviewed on Star TV, like a special thing. So there's a TV thing. So we thought, well, Gurma has to look really perfect for TV. So we're fixing his tilak, and then he had big eyebrows. You may remember. So calling, and then we put it back up, and then it was always the case. If it was too much, Gurmaj would immediately get irritated. So he stopped. He said, "It's okay. I'm not going for a marriage function. I'm going for preaching. It doesn't matter." He never wanted too much in his looks. He's like, this is irrelevant. He never, we had like 5 seconds to fix whatever we wanted to, like it's like something, but then it was like, you're taking too long. You're drawing away from my time to serve Krishna by trying to fix my tilak and things.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question, Prabhu?
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. My name is Prasannathama. I'm currently living in Montreal, Canada. Yeah.
Oh.
Vanchakalpa Drupjaya Kripa Sindhubhyo Vachapatina Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. I'm very fortunate to hear from you, Prabhu. But did you get initiation from Guru Maharaj in Montreal, Prabhu?
January 7th of 85.
Yeah, in which temple, Prabhu?
Montreal.
On Pina or temple on the
68 was another temple, the bowling alley, but they moved in 76, I think, to Pinaf. So I joined in 84, so January 1st. So I managed in Montreal until 95. So I became vice president 3 years after. 2 years later, I became president. And then 95, I went to Guru Maharaj in India.
Yeah. So, are you originated from Montreal, Prabhu?
I'm European, but yes, I studied in Montreal.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhu, thank you very much.
Thank you. Some stories about Montreal is that Guru Maharaj was extremely attached to Montreal. So one day we went to the restaurant because we had it became like a preaching center. The temple actually was Austin at one point, that was after. But he went to the temple, to the restaurant, did the program. And then when we came back, he noticed that he forgot, I think it's his bead bag got left back. So we were waiting for the car to come back. And we were just down the stairs when you have the temple room, you have the hallway, and then you go down the stairs. And I told him that you're really attached to Montreal.
Yeah,
he told me, how do you know? I said, I can see it. He says, yes, this is my original place. So he really liked Montreal, and he was very expert. He would come in the temple and he would see, oh, that's an old dress. That was done in this year, that year. He was very, very specific. It was always, he scanned everything. He could see things very well all the time.
Yeah.
And one story about being non-mental is that he had driven all night going to Atlanta for his green card. So we had his station wagon. He lied down at the back in Marbart, drove him, and he came back at 2:30 in the morning about. So then he went to his room, which was in the Brahmacharya ashram at that time, lied down. He says, Nishingananda, he says that Krishna is giving me more service than I can do. And he thought that was really good. And then he says, wake me up in 1 hour. So it was 3:30. So he could go to Mangalarti. So one thing he liked to do is go in Sankirtan vans. And his sadhana, I want to take a few minutes about his sadhana. So I saw him twice do this. One side on his left hand, the clicker, the beads on the right hand, and looking at the clock. So he wanted to make sure he was not jumping beads, and he was doing based on the timing. I saw him do twice that, and it was nice to see. He was very, very precise with his sadhana. Like, his Gayatri like this, back and forth, and he goes like, generally when devotees would chant to Prabhupada would finish and you go, and everyone was cramming to go, but with him, everyone wants to wait because Guru Maharaj is taking so much time. So he told me once, he says, I just take more time because I don't want to miss anything, so I repeat. But he says, you don't have to do that. There was a program, Kalakshetra is just like, is in the Bombay temple. So Prabhupada had a room, Gurumaj had a room. And then just next to that was Suraj Das's office. So all the people from the wedding came and they wanted to meet Gurumaj. So they came to the room. Suraj came and I said, he's chanting his Gayatri. So when will you be finished? I said, I don't know. So finally he came a second time. Finally, the third time he came and he brought everyone in the room. And Gurumaj was still chanting his Gayatri and did not get disturbed. And so waiting for 2 minutes, finish his Gayatri, offer obeisance and say, oh, Hare Krishna. So he did not neglect his sadhana. Actually, the daily worship was all the time. I remember here telling Vishabhan, well, not Vishabhan, Vivekabahu Prabhu told him that, oh, you go and do Aarti every day. He said, that's a good standard. So Gurumaj told me that I generally do the Aarti in my zone temples. Because one time I asked him, why are you not doing it here? I don't remember the temple. And he said, because it's not my zone, so I don't pose. But he always had that daily worship attraction. So the first thing we got was a Prabhupada. It was given by, I don't know, he used to take care of the restaurant. I forgot his name. He's a translator. So we went to his house before going to Delhi to pick the plane to go to Bombay. And then when he saw Prabhupada, he was so excited. He sat on the floor, looked at Prabhupada. He was genuinely so excited. He said, go get some money, go get some money. We have to give them money. So we gave 5,000 rupees. And then he said, Nishingananda, you're going to help me worship Prabhupada. So excited. So when we were in Bombay, he saw Bhakti Vikash Maharaj. He says, Prabhupada has come to me. And then he looked at him. Bhakti Vikash Maharaj looked at him in awe because he had lost so much weight. So then he said, I know. People are used to Chavi Gopal. Which reminded me of a story when he went to see his aunt, and I don't remember, they had a gas station. I don't remember if it was Vrindavan. I mean, like, it was Delhi or Calcutta. I think it was Calcutta. And then she, oh, Gopal. And she embraced him. It was sannyasi. So he looked at him and says, for them, I'll always be Gopal. So then after that, the other deities came, but he became very specific in terms of daily worship, which was very difficult when you travel because we were one person with him. So how do you do the clothes thing and how to do the daily? So every time you touch something, you have to wash your hands, you take a full shower. So one day we were in Kenya, and I pushed his clothes on the side with the left hand. You touch my clothes, you're dirty now. I don't want you to serve me, go. I probably experience to specific. And he had specific shoes for that too. So then he told me, I don't need you. So he was very, very specific for daily worship. And that's any stories on your side about daily worship and Gurumaj?
Prabhu, tell me about the chastisement that you had from Guru Maharaj.
The last word?
Chastisement from Guru Maharaj.
Well, that's a heavy statement. Did I ever tell you that? The big one? I was taking him to Russia. No, I was taking him to the airport to go to Russia in Montreal. I missed the exit. He was going to miss his flight. So Kripanidhi was at the back with Gurumaj. And Gurumaj, I mean, he just blasted. He said, you think you're so intelligent? You have no intelligence. You don't know nothing. And that went on for about 20 minutes, me crying, listening, and trying to find the exit. I finally got the exit, but that was heavy. And then after he did all his stuff, the traveler checks and everything, finally his plane was delayed. That was oof for me. And then he came to me and says, please don't mind, Nishingananda. I have to do that. It's my duty. Another time we were having a conversation and something happened. He says, you don't like to hear criticism. I can't tell you anything. I just want to take this glass of water and throw it in your face. He was very feisty also. I heard him once. He was speaking on the phone. In Montreal, we have a payphone. I don't know if you still have it, but down the stairs. And he was saying, you will not stop my marathon. So Gurumaj was very sweet, and especially in the later years showed mostly his sweetness. But to do what he did in India, you have to be strong. He told me once, he says, when I came to India, I was a bacha. There was Amsadutta, there was Bhagwan, there was Jaitirtha, all these people. But I had to be determined. And then basically he was there and he succeeded. He was tolerant. So, but he had that nature. He was extremely strong also. Not everyone saw it, but he was extremely. He didn't play games. I remember once he was speaking to disciples, one lady, I won't give the name, and another one, and he was going to his apartment all the time. So when they met him, Gomaj told him, he says, "I don't make me believe that you're reading Krishna book together." He was so expert. Once we came in Delhi, we're walking, and he saw a brahmachari. He says, "Why is this brahmachari speaking to this girl?" So he actually identified. The next day they left. They just left on their own to get together. So in terms of sadhana also, he was very honest. One day after Ratha Yatra in Delhi, I don't remember the year. So there's some devotees that came with some problem. And he looked at the man and he says, "Prabhu, I didn't complete my rounds yesterday because of our Ratha Yatra. I have to finish my rounds." So, I mean, I was very surprised. He was so honest, so caring. But he told the person, "I can't do it. I have to take care of my sadhana." So very strict in terms of us to also become rounds, but if we can do that, then we can reach the high. Any stories on these things? We have to start writing it. If we don't write it, we won't remember, especially with age. Okay, give us an example, Advaita, when he chastised you. I'm sure he did.
Hit me on my face. And I cannot speak anything after that. And so that was the first time I really got chastisement in the first phone call conversation. Of course, his message was to teach. Otherwise, how can I learn? So he was, and I remember, I never forget that. So whenever somebody calls Gurudev or Maharaj and Prabhu, I realize that my message, he always address Guru Maharaj. He never says Prabhu or even Maharaj. He likes to have. He says Maharaj is usually used for the
the other
cook in the India, Dr. Maharaj. And I'm not cook, he said. So that's one thing that was. Second couple of chastisement was on my letters. He sent me letters, and that was one time. He says that in the letter he said that I did not. He expected me to correspond with him on letters. That time was later. There's no phone system or internet. So I wrote a couple of times letters to him, and then I was busy and I was not able to, not busy, but I was shy to write and talk to him. So anyway, after a couple of years, I did not write it, and then he sent me a letter from Delhi, and he wrote it that I gave you the initiation because of your father. And you have a responsibility and duty to write your Guru Maharaj. If you don't correspond, how are you going to progress in your spiritual life? And one time he says that you should not be typical Gujarati in America. You have different roles. A lot of things that was given through the letters. But personally, after that first or second, he never chastised me in that sense.
What is it? I'm sorry. No, go on.
Go ahead.
Well, there's a principle. Prabhupada said that the way Chanaka Pandit, when they come and they say at a certain age, we can't chastise them, we have to speak with him. So there's a famous lecture. He says, "I cannot chastise you, but I beg you, do not become hippies again." Because they weren't cutting their hair. So Guru Maharaj had that conception too, about chastisement based on the level.
Yes, I think that is not good thing for me. I like to have more chastisement. But probably right. I saw sometimes he chastised to some disciples very harshly, and some disciples he chastised gently. But chastisement is there, and even if you go very close to Guru Maharaj, when you become close, he will remind you your position, that he is Guru and you are just a disciple.
So we don't become familiar.
I experienced many times. You try to little closer and you think that he will crush you down right away. And that happens many times to me, even the last few years also. Yeah, but it reflects his love. He loves all the disciples actually. Doesn't matter, young, old, senior, doesn't matter. He has so much affection and love for everyone that everybody has experienced in their life. Anybody has any contact with Guru Maharaj, they have experienced those affection from Guru Maharaj. I'm sure anybody can give you that realizations. It does not take service from everybody same service. We take service according to their relationship and takes relationship according to how expert you are in giving the service. He likes to have the best service. I think that was his nature. Yeah, we are not that fortunate. I'm sure there are some disciples like a Garuda Hari Prabhu, and he knows that he has chastisement is on a different level. Wish we can have that kind of thing too.
You want to give example, Garuda?
Yep. The 2006 when Guru Maharaj came, his thing was coming when first staying to Radha Govinda temple, then there to Harinamanand Prabhu driving Washington DC. So Radha Govinda temple and not, they are not proper accommodations. So he want to still staying in the temple. He don't want to stay outside anybody. So in morning every day he after DT service, then he want to go to work. Then say the Aradhana Prabhu who is driving, say call Aradhana Prabhu to going to Prabhupada height walking. Then Aradhana Prabhu coming little late. Then say ready to go to Prabhupada, the Brooklyn Height go to work. I don't know where Brooklyn Height. Then say you don't know where Prabhupada working? Work morning time? I say I don't know. You my disciple, you don't know where I'm staying. Prabhupada where go to work. How many years you are in New York? So I'm saying just 2 years. Well, 2 years you don't know where your Guru Maharaj come join, where your Guru Maharaj stay. Prabhupada where go to go. What kind of you my disciple? Because I know, let's go work. Then he personally, Guru Maharaj and me, only this day walking only two. Nobody with. I have some picture also. So Guru Maharaj personally took the old temple where he's staying and where Prabhupada walk. He saw me everything. The street. What is the Prabhupada? The glass is broke. He go to the glass and show this room Prabhupada stay, their temple. I'm stay here, I did my service. He took me this thing. Then go to Prabhupada height, walk, and then again come back, return. And one time also took us to Montreal. Montreal to, I think, Pashumatma Prabhu driving, maybe, yes. So he took us to where Jayapataka Maharaj working, the restaurant. Which restaurant Jayapataka Maharaj work. So I say, Guru Maharaj, just take washroom, just 10-15 minutes, again go. Then say, I'm saying, Guru Maharaj, again go washroom. No. This one is very important restaurant. Here Jayapataka Maharaj is working, and here to took money and saved to Montreal temple. I need to show you.
Thank you. We only
Roji, regarding Montreal, you must remember the house, the first time that Guru Maharaj served Srila Prabhupada, the house on the Prang Saat.
Yeah, Prang Saat, yes.
Yeah. I just learned lately by having conversation with the senior devotee of Srila Prabhupada. He said that you, Guru Maharaj, said to me that you must buy this building and make as the museum. I just learned few weeks ago. Yeah. Then I went to that place and I asked the owner over there. Now they transform everything into condominium.
Yes.
There are only three places only. Yeah. Now at that time, Samir Prabhu told me that this building costs about more than $1 million. The
Yes.
time that, yeah. And right now, I asked them, they said, no, we don't sell it because it already transformed into condominium. But the level that Guru Maharaj cleaned the window of Srila Prabhupada is the second floor. Yeah. And there, and I asked the owner of each condo if they want to sell one by one, and we want to build to buy all the property and to build as the to transform as the museum.
Thank you.
It's a long story, and we have to deal with the owner of the condo. Yeah. Did Guru Maharaj tell you something about that, Prabhuji, about the this building?
Which meeting? The meeting you had to get the Prince Arthur house?
Yeah, to acquire that house to make the museum, something like that, because it's a museum because Guru Maharaj is there to serve Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada was there when he was in Montreal.
That's very nice. Thank you. So Gopal Hari Prabhu is at the end now, or?
Yeah, he didn't tell me anything about that. But anytime when Guru Maharaj came to Montreal, I never dare to look at his face. I look at his face only from far. But when I was face to face with him, I just look at his feet only.
Like Lakshman and Sita.
That is why he didn't tell me anything about anything. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. So,
yeah.
Gopal Hari Prabhu, is that the end?
Prabhu, I was thinking maybe we can end with just, you can share any other story.
Okay, I'll do one quick. Guru Maharaj said one day, I asked him, I said, you're going to sing when we cut on Harinam? You're going to distribute book. He says, I'm not a singer, I'm a distributor. So I think 3 or 4 times I went with him on Sankirtan. I would hold his book back, give him the books, take the money. And just to show how important, how he dealt with Lakshmi, he said, make sure you keep that money separate. I don't want to go to hell if I take 1 penny from the BBT. Very, very strict. And we did a program at one house, and the men becoming devotees. They were helping us, but they had a butchery. So after the program, they gave him Lakshmi, and he told me to take it. He says, I can't. He told me later, I can't touch this Lakshmi. I can't take the karma because they had a butchery. So he said, give it to the temple. He was nice to them. He didn't do it in front of them, but because of the money coming from a certain source, he felt, he told me, I cannot take the karma for that, you know.
Prabhu, can I repeat this one, please?
Yes, we went to a house.
Yes.
For program, and these people were people we were cultivating, so they were very helpful. They had a grocery store, but they also had a butchery. You know, when you cut meat.
Okay.
Butcher. So they were very nice. They were chanting and things, but the money was also coming from there. So when they gave the donation, he didn't say anything, but he looked at me and said, take it. And later he says, I cannot take the karma of this money coming from killing animals. He said, I don't have that strength. Take it and give it to the temple. Although he would have to give everything to the temple in any case. But he made a point on that, about Lakshmi and where it's coming from. I mean, he had all these, I think by training he was doing this, because one day in the Montreal temple, I showed him, I had a Lakshmi Nishinga deity in Sandalwood. That was before getting the Nishinga. I said, oh, I can't touch it. I'm too scared. To show us how important was the deity worship on the Nishingadev, and you should be careful. Gopal, is it good? Oh, Gouda.
So that is meaning who have a karmi people, not chanting, they giving donation. That donation devotee should be not used. They see only giving to Krishna, right? Somebody give donation for you karmi people. That donation you don't need to use personally. You give to use for temple, or you donate to temple, right?
Well, I don't want to make that conclusion because I don't understand Guru Maharaj's mind completely. But at least from his situation, because he generally, in any case, he takes money, he gives it to the temples in any case. From the beginning, it always goes to Vrindavan, always go to different places. But I'm assuming that may be true. But generally what happens when people get money and they get something back from you, there's a transaction there that frees you from karma. So I'm not sure. but definitely based on that example, you could say yes.
Okay.
Just
Because
to show you, huh?
same thing happened 2002 when I'm Bombay Mirror, and Guru Maharaj no want to listen any devotee complain. He no want to listen. Who have a full-time devotee doing service temple, he no want to his any complaint. What is he doing? This is okay, right? So this time I am a very new devotee. I'm not understood all the things. I'm thinking somebody new devotee, somebody full-time devotee or karmi, no matter. Who did a mistake? Maybe Guru Maharaj little bit angry them. Then I'm one day some complaint take and go to Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj no listen to full-time devotee like Kamalachan Prabhu, Banmali now Maharaj. So anyway, and I'm this time not understood Guru Maharaj. I'm a talking to Mirror, then Mirror to go to Juhu. I'm a waiting, go his rooms, Juhu, his room. Then he not proper. He say because somebody give me big donation for making temple, and what he did mistake. This okay. This time he did such a big mistake. Why not Guru Maharaj listen? Then I'm angry. I'm putting my bit back in the table, Guru Maharaj table. I'm saying I don't need this type Guru. Who will listen this thing? So this thing 2012 happened. After I'm then Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj. This is my personal. I'm telling you what I am did. Then Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj. This time I have a Damath Prabhu. He listen everything. When I'm come back Mirror, then he. I'm immediately he give me service to Jagjivan Prabhu give me service to Siddhar Maharaj. This time he let me sick. His staying is a Mirror.
What's Indian Jagjivan?
Jagjivan.
Amir Road.
Yeah.
The one who was present in Jagannath Puri, Jagjivan.
Yes, sir. So he gave me service to Siddhar Maharaj. Actually, Jagjivan Prabhu and Siddhar Maharaj say my devotional life. Otherwise, I don't know where I am. I'm so much angry with Guru Maharaj because Guru Maharaj no listen. And I'm return. And return to, I'm planning to go back again, working for SIP, joining again. Then immediately, this is my personal story, how save my devotional life. I'm telling maybe have a time, then listen. Then same day Siddhar Maharaj coming and Jagjivan Prabhu give me some service to take care of the Siddhar Maharaj room. Then I am doing Siddhar Maharaj room, my all the certificate. I'm come to last ball to Srila Prabhupada and I Radha Girdhari, Jagannath. I'm planning to go to working again, SIP back. Then same time Jagjivan Prabhu coming, oh Siddhar Maharaj coming, you need to finish his bathroom. So I may go to call to plumber and working. I forget my certificate there, have everything Prabhupada fit I put, and then somebody stole this one. So I can join back to my SIP. So then Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj know this thing happened, all the what he happened here. Then he took me Belgaum. Then Belgaum to he introduced again Delhi. Bring to me Guru Maharaj. You know what he happened, forgive him. He's a nice devotee. He's this time no understand. The Guru Maharaj say I'm already forgive. You no need to this thing. So this time no understood Guru Maharaj mood. Because Guru Maharaj no want to listen, first of no listen to any full-time devotee complaint. And who giving big donation for temple, his karmi, other thing he no care. He no want to listen also. Because this time our brain was, who have a karmi, you no want to take his help. Who is a karmi, you no need to go eat his house, is a prasadam, other thing. Then a karmi giving donation, then how we are this thing using? This time I've not understood this one. When the first I'm joining ISKCON.
Wow, thank you for sharing. Can I ask for a favor, Gopal Haripu? Our AC is not working and the AC person is there, so I'm going to have to go.
Okay, Prabhu, just one last thing I want to say, that your story about Guru Maharaj being a Sankirtan man, he said, I'm a Sankirtan person rather than Harinam. We have this GKG 5000 drive. I'm trying to do 5,000 sets for Guru Maharaj's pleasure for Bhadra Purnima.
and we see that Guru Maharaj, this is such a wonderful story how Guru Maharaj was he loved book distribution so much. So maybe it can inspire all of us. I'll be calling all of you. Please have your number of sets that you've pledged for Guru Maharaj's service. Please keep that in mind. And Prabhu, thank you very much for this inspiring class and your memories, which are priceless and timeless. They're really, I mean, I think we felt so inspired. They're very, very short, but they're so deep. And one thing you said was that Guru Maharaj said that how we should always write to him. And I think that I didn't do that when he was here, and now we can write to him in our heart and write to him letters, even though he's physically not here. Thank you. Please keep giving us your association. Maybe after some time I'll request you again to speak. This is short notice, so you can share us more memories as time goes. And the purpose of these calls also is that these are recorded, so we're recording these memories so we don't forget them. And Prabhu, you're encouraging others also, like Advaitacharya Prabhu and Jagannath Priya Prabhu and others we don't get to hear from, because these are being recorded. We'll get to record them. Rupa Nuga Prabhu has so many memories. So by sharing these, hopefully we're recording, we'll write them down. From the recordings, we'll write them down.
Okay. Gopal is so sweet, no? Guru Maharaj was so fond of Gopal, or still fond, because of his kindness and his determination, humility.
He's sharing his name.
Huh?
Gopal is sharing his Guru Maharaj's name.
Yes. Your name is already Gopal, you will become Gopal, how you? But still, everyone will call Gopal in any case.
Prabhu, you are always guiding us. You're our guide, and we're just.
You have a lot of senior devotees on the line, so I'm just one tiny speck. So you don't mind if I go, because I have to deal with this the worker.
It's actually time to end. So I mean, you've given us so much of your time. We really appreciate it.
Oh no, I want to spend as much time as it's just today that happened. So.
You can do it next time.
All of us can unmute and thank Prabhu. And Shakalpatri.
Shamsuna, you're getting younger.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.